Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. And today I'm going to be doing Dragon Ball Super Episode 25 review. So, this was kind of a simple episode. It was straightforward. As we all know, in the last episode, we had Goku go Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. But now Frieza is gonna do his transformation, and they talk about how he's got this god power, and that like Frieza's like, I've already matched that basically. And but before that, of course, in his final form, he does go for a sneak attack. Doesn't work. Goku catches it, and he's like, quit playing around. The sneak attacks won't work against me. So then, basically, Vegeta's getting impatient because he's like, why is she toying with him? Why is he not trying to, do the, his new form so we can, like, get on with this? Frieza then transforms into officially Golden Frieza, as they did in the movie. Transformation sequence was pretty stale compared to the movie there. It's kind of flat. I think so far the Battle of Gods arc is probably the best in the animation department so far. Just without counting, of course, the episode 5, I guess. Even though episode 5's retouchings were actually okay in my book, but of course, the people that watched the original broadcast didn't really like the the Japanese broadcast didn't really like the animation at first there. But overall, in terms of the transformation sequences, battle for obviously, I thought Super Saiyan God's transformation sequence was much better than the movie Super Saiyan God transformation. But when it came to the transformation sequence for Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan and Golden Frieza's transformation sequence in the series versus the Revival of F movie, the Revival of F movie completely destroys it. There's just no discussion on that. It was just really flat. It was just like, okay. And so that was the golden form. I believe then Jocko tried to take a picture, for his little patroller report there. And apparently, by doing this, the missile was gonna be sent to blow up the Earth, which Bulma wasn't gonna allow that, so she started smashing the camera there. I guess Jocko has another one too, because he starts using that one too. But Bulma's not allowing it. Eventually, they have the whole talk about their powers and stuff like that, and Frieza's like, goodbye Goku, because like he, in case he accidentally kills him quicker than he wants to, I guess. And so he says that early before the battle. So then they start fighting a little bit there, and then Goku does the Kamehameha right away, and Frieza does his attack, and it's kind of like a stalemate there for a while. Kind of a little different from the way the fight started in the beginning of the movie there. Kind of a little flat, if you ask me, to start it off like that. For the, this is where the fight is supposed to really start. So they had that all going. Of course, Bulma was believing that Goku would win because, of Goku's power. And then when she seen what Frieza could do, she was like, well, what is this? And like they were like, this is what we tried to tell you for a while now. This is Frieza's power. So we go to a commercial break. boring commercial break. And then we get back to the action there. They're still having the stalemate thing with the Kamehameha and Frieza's attack there. And then while we're doing this, Whis is contacting Bulma and says that they'll be there in exactly 4 minutes and 13 seconds, which ends up being a little late, I guess. Not that Bulma, I think, noticed or anyone else noticed, but I'll get to that in a second. But we got Beerus. He's all mad that Goku didn't use the instant transmission to get there on Earth sooner with Vegeta. Obviously Goku wasn't thinking about that because he just wanted to get there faster, just to help his planet, because he's the hope of the universe, obviously. So Beerus is all salty about that, and they said, you want, because they still want the strawberry ice cream cake there, or not the ice cream cake, I'm sorry, the ice cream in general, strawberry ice cream thing. So that's what they want. They want that ice cream, people. So they're gonna get that ice cream. While this happens, Whis mysteriously stops, and Beerus is all pissed, and they want to know. He wants to know, why'd you stop? You can't stop because of that. So then we find out it's Vados and Champa. They confront Beerus. They confront Beerus and Whis. They have a conversation. So we do get something new in this episode, at least there. Obviously this doesn't happen in the movie. So they confront. Beerus is like, why are you in Universe 7? This isn't Universe 6. So we got the seed planted for another universe officially now there. So we got that going. Beerus then starts, what are you doing here? And, are you trying to steal my food here? And he's like, no, I wouldn't steal your food here. Universe 6's food is way better than the food in this universe, and stuff like that. And they start arguing about that and whatnot. They're fighting, arguing about stuff. And then Whis says, we got to do our thing. And then Vados tells Champa, we have to do what we got things to attend to too there. And so they both go their separate ways and whatnot. Champa then says, as they are going away, that they only need 2 left, and with Beerus there, interfering, we can't let them know that we have them all or whatever. We don't know what all is yet, so this is probably going to lead into something that leads into the new material of Dragon Ball Super that we haven't seen yet, once Revival of F Arc ends there. So they're already setting the seeds and the plants for the next arc there. So Beerus and then Whis, basically they're going, to Earth now. While this is going on, Goku and Frieza are still, in the stalemate with the Kamehameha blast and Frieza's attack there. While this is happening, you got Beerus and Whis land on there, and Bulma's like, oh, you're here, and Beerus was like, where's this, strawberry ice cream thing there? You got, eventually the attack is canceled out, and so then Goku, you see this big yellow light thing, and then Goku and Frieza, they just start, doing physical attack, punching and kicking fights. You hear the, awesome effect there, with the invisible ball attack there. Bulma's like, because Beerus wants that strawberry ice cream. Bulma's like, well, just don't get mad at me if, it's a little melted. They start trying it. They love it. They're just like, Tien and Gohan, everyone's just like, he's just obsessed with this or whatever, Hey, we don't know how deities work. So they're just eating. They eat the strawberry, and they're like, "Oh, the strawberry is misconception, because it looks like something that we think would be destructive, but it's very tasty and whatnot." There, so very good thing there. It's just Goku and Frieza fighting, You got Jocko then is like, to Bulma is like, is that really Beerus? And so he wants to try and take a picture, and obviously it's not going to happen because it's like, do you really want to take a picture of the God of Destruction and risk getting killed? And so he's like, no. Frieza eventually notices Beerus, and he's like, oh, are you going to really ruin my vengeance? Because Frieza is like, scared of Beerus, and he only calls him Beerus, and Beerus is like, Frieza, it's Lord Beerus. Is your title really, pride getting really ahead of you already? No, so he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Lord Beerus. Frieza trembling towards Beerus' feet. And he basically says that I'm not going to interfere in the battle there. Not as a good sequence as the movie, because Frieza and Goku were in in the air when, he noticed Beerus rather than the ground there, so kind of a little crappy there. But he basically says you can do what you want just as long as you don't come after me. I'm here for this ice cream there. And then Bulma's like, wait a minute, you're not going to intervene? And I was like, no, it's not my battle. And I was like, he's going to then destroy the earth. And he's like, don't worry, just stay by me, Bulma. I'll make sure you don't die as long as you keep making all these delicious foods. Providing these delicious food, just stay by me. And so Bulma just stays by Beerus. You see that little, right, the movement, slowly sneaking movement right to Beerus. Because he says he's a destroyer, basically. He destroys shit, so he doesn't care. But anyways, then everyone else, like Tien, Master Roshi, Gohan, they just slowly go right near to Beerus as well. So they can't get killed by freaking Frieza there. So then Goku and Frieza, they're talking, and whatnot. Again, Frieza's still on the revenge stuff. And Goku's just like, no, it's your fault and shit like that there. Eventually, Frieza starts to overpower Goku. You see him getting smashed down into the islands there. Didn't really look good for our superhero here, but we all know Goku's going to power out of this because he's the man. He's the man. But right now he's kind of like, getting his butt whooped by Frieza. And Vegeta didn't really do anything. and everyone at this point is just watching it, and they're just like fighting. And then after that, um, Frieza once again pushes him down to the to the land, and like it cracks it a little bit, and he's down. And then that's about it right there. They say, oh, Goku's down. Will he recover from this? And then that's kind of the end of the episode there. Um, I thought the fight scenes were good. Um, Vadu and Champa, you know, um, they looked pretty good. I liked the interaction. Um, the voice kind of works, like I said. Little kind of weird that it's a weird type choice voice for Verto. Um, but I guess it makes sense because she's supposed to sound like that. I guess it's still weird though. Uh, it's a different voice actor, but I don't understand why she's trying to sound like 18's Kai voice, because we all know I didn't really like that voice at all. But I guess it's supposed to, she's supposed to sound like that because, Whis, sounds kind of like that, kind of that female-ish type stereo voice, but, she's an actual female, so I guess it makes sense too. But for Whis, they were always going for that feminicious type Whis voice. For Whis, because he's supposed to sound like that. He's supposed to sound weird, but because when you see Whis, he's not supposed to seem threatening, but at the same time, he's stronger than Beerus, and it's probably the same thing for Verto, as well there, against Champa. So I guess that's why they did it. Still kind of weird to get used to. Champa's voice is pretty good because it's supposed to sound like a powerful thing, and he's kind of the opposite. Well, not really the opposite, but in terms of personalities, it's supposed to be the heir apparent. He's the universe 6 of Beerus's universe, because Beerus is universe 7 destroyer, Champa is universe 6 destroyer. But so they're supposed to be opposites, so it makes sense because they look similar, only of course he's fat compared to Beerus, where Beerus is much thinner. Kind of I guess it isn't that impressive because I'm sure the reason why Champa was designed that way was because they kind of rushed to create a new character, and so they kind of just used Beerus's base as the design of Champa, and then just made him fatter, and then just gave him red instead of blue, for his clothes there. Same thing with Whis, or with Verto, is basically Whis, only it's basically Whis as a girl. Like, that's basically the design. Like, it's basically the girl version. Everything else just looks the same overall. So I guess that's why they went in that avenue. I'm sure if new universes are established later on, I'm sure they're going to make them different, hopefully, rather than kind of a simple design there, because that's kind of what they went for a simple, quick design, and that's what I'm assuming they did for Champa and Verto. So at least that's what I think. But that's like I said, that's the episode. Good episode. going in for next week. Obviously, we know next week I'll be at a con, so I don't exactly know when I'll have the review up. It will be late, like it was the last time I went to a con. So, but then again, usually a lot of these episodes get late too, depending on depending on stuff that happens. So, it all depends. It all depends, people. But overall, good episode. Very happy that they did show something new in this episode, because a lot of this stuff in this episode was kind of just rundown of the previous movie, but not as good stuff there. Very slow paced for some of the stuff before it picked up later on with Goku and Frieza, but with the physical attacks there. But they took up a lot of screen time to do the Kamehameha and the Frieza attack. That was about a good 3 minutes right there. So they were buying a lot of time for that. So hopefully we'll get to see more fighting in the next episode. I guess that I would imagine the next 2 episodes, because I think there's only 2 episodes left. Or is it because we're on 25? I think there's either 2 or 3 episodes left, if I'm not mistaken, before this arc ends. So hopefully we'll get to see some more action for the next 2 episodes. And let me know what you guys think. All the communities will be in the description box for all you English dubbed Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super fans, as well as where you can watch this legally on Adult Swim stream service. All the explanations will be in the description box. And comment, rate. Also hit me up with the thumbs up if you liked my review, because I really need it. Comment what you think's gonna happen next. Rates, and if you like this video and my other videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.